Crimson Mirage by Babuji. Part 1. This is a work of fiction. All incidents, dialogues, and characters are products of the author's imagination. The author does not intend to disrespect, denigrate any individual, group, or political or philosophical belief. Prologue. This was not the India of today. It was the late 60s or early 70s. There were dark clouds over the skies of Calcutta, the cultural capital of India, and the rest of the state of West Bengal. Unemployment spiraled, and so did corruption, inflation, and food scarcity. The collective political, social, and financial leadership had failed miserably. There were no hope for the youth. They saw no future. Thousands of bright young boys and girls from the best institutions of Calcutta left everything and jumped into the fiery pit of revolution, brimming with the rich crimson blood of defiance and audacity to change the world. They took on the establishment with all the passion and zeal of pure hearts. They failed miserably. Some were killed, some were maimed, and some were scarred for life. And some were not dead yet, but not living either. Chapter 1. Ghost from the Past. Wash your hands. The ice-cold voice cut through the stillness of the crisp mountain air and broke through his zombie state. Manush didn't remember for how long he had been sitting on the rock. The sun had slid slowly, silently, below the horizon of the San Bernardino Mountains. The wind was freshening. The clouds, riding the salty air of the Pacific Ocean, were changing shade from angry yellow to flaming crimson in the harsh upward glare of the late sunset hour. Venus was still the brightest speck in the sky, in the midst of orange gold scatter of softly gathering twilight. From not too far off, a mountain goat with cloven hooves, browsing brush and low-growing shrubs, saddled up, fixing its malevolent yellow gaze on him. Far overhead, a homebound chickadee went chickadee-dee as it traced its solitary path eastwards. To the northeast, the cliffs fell sheer to the ravine below, their surface unbroken. The shadows were lengthening across the vast valley lying snugly among the hills. And now there were blotches of darkness slowly eating away the green. But the full umbra of the sun's retirement was yet to descend upon the sprawling, rugged landscape. Wash your hands. The voice was insistent in its urgency. Manush sat upright with a start. He convulsed, first in astonishment, then with fear, as he looked incredulously at Jeevan. Jeevan was smiling, his usual shy, reassured smile. He had not aged at all. His thick black hair swept back from his forehead, the creaseless, unblemished young skin on his face, a contrast to the light growth of hair on his chin. Jeevan looked just like the post-mortem photograph the police has shown him. Manush clenched his fists slightly, rubbing his eyes vigorously with the base of his palms. Was he sleeping or hallucinating? Or was he dead? No, you are alive. Somebody else is dead. Jeevan read his mind. You just killed him. Manu shook his head frantically as if to wish the apparition away, but Jeevan was still there. But you were, Manush stammered. Yes, I am dead too. In a way, you killed me as well. No, no, Manush cried out in desperation. I didn't. I couldn't have. Jeevan patted his shoulder. Come on, you know what you did. You told them where to find me. I didn't know they would shoot you. Tears welled up in Manush's eyes as he fought desperately to explain himself. The cops told me they just wanted some information. Yes, they got their information all right. I couldn't take it anymore. Jeevan spread out his hands, palm downwards. His nails had been ripped off, and his raw flesh oozed dark blood. I told them where to find Bikash. Manush almost puked. Bikash? He remembered the human cadaver he was taken to identify in the morgue. Images of the once bright young man flashed through his mind. I didn't know. Believe me, he clutched at Jeevan's hands. Sure. Jeevan gently loosened his grasp. You thought the Calcutta police would read fairy tales to extract information from an exile. His voice had a touch of sadness, even as a wry smile hung from the corners of his lips. He locked his sad eyes onto Manush's. Stop fooling yourself. Open your eyes. All your life, you have been deceiving even yourself. See where it has taken you. You have just killed somebody. Manush broke down weeping. I was mad. I had no other way. I was trapped. You have killed before, but that was for your so called ideology. Jeevan's eyes held a steely glint. You killed this time just for yourself, your ego, your mistake. He touched Manush's shoulder. You are a murderer now. Manush shivered involuntarily. Darkness had now descended on the somnolent valley, draped in a late evening haze. The word murderer, like whiplash, touched a raw nerve somewhere within him and cut through his entire being. He was crying like a baby. I didn't know. Calm down. You have always been emotional. Jeevan hugged Manush. I have come all the way to help you. No matter what you have done to me, I won't betray my closest friend. Uncontrolled sobs racked Manush's body. You were not that possessive even about Meeta. Manush felt Jeevan's penetrating gaze on him. You let her go? Was a half question. Manush murmured. She was never mine to begin with. She left. She gave me no choice. I was just trying to stay afloat. You should wash your hands. There is blood on them. Jeevan repeated, waving his hand towards a clump of trees in the distance. Let's walk down to the stream there. Manush followed him to the small stream, draining torrents from the recent rains down to the valley far below. He watched as the crystal clear water slowly ate away the dark maroon blotches on his hands. He rubbed them together, held them up. They were sparkling clean, his skin catching the last glow of the setting sun. And somewhere across the valley the wind had gathered speed. Jeevan smiled. You have washed away the blood, Manush, but the smear is still on your hands. As long as you don't wash away the darkness, the stain will stay with you, drive you crazy. Jeevan's solemn voice belied his smile. Look into yourself. Seek the light, Manush. There is no other way. Manush flopped down behind the stream. He covered his face with his wet but clean hands. He was drained. He had not slept for many nights. His eyes were heavy, but his demons didn't let him sleep. He could no longer live in the darkness. He could not stay awake all night, and he could not watch those tortured, accusing faces float across his sleepless eyes. He sobbed helplessly. Jeevan put his hand on Manush's shoulder. Exhausted, Manush felt his eyelids turn heavier. A drop of tear rolled down the bridge of his nose. Manush was dreaming of the first blood he has seen spilled.